Hi guys, Gary here with Clayton Photography and welcome to my YouTube channel. So recently I returned from a photography trip to Iceland and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to put together a video on essentially two things. One, the gear I took with me to Iceland, and two, whenever I've looked at a lot of these videos that talk about the equipment, what's in my gear bag and the equipment I use, they're all pretty much high-end and quite expensive equipment. The equipment I use isn't essentially high-end and it isn't essentially expensive. I use a lot of used equipment that I've purchased, which I don't have a problem doing as long as I check into things really closely. So with that in mind too, as we go along, I'm going to mention some of the prices that I paid for some of this gear. So you can see you don't necessarily have to kind of, mortgage the house or sell the car to work within the photography industry or to get yourself geared up for work anyhow. So here we go. Let's start and let's have a look at some of the gear I took with me to Iceland. First of all, my primary camera is a Canon 7D. This is, yes, a crop sensor, a 1.6 conversion factor. I am primarily a Canon shooter. And this particular camera right here, I paid 600 Canadian dollars. Now, Canadian dollars, I do live in Ontario, Canada. I'm in Wasaga Beach, right in the snow belt. So for a conversion factor for any US viewers, 600 Canadian dollars is probably around 440 maybe US dollars. So this is my primary camera that I use every single day. I use this for weddings, portraits, real estate, event, whatever I'm doing. My backup camera that I took with me to Iceland is my Canon 50D. My Canon 50D, again a crop sensor. I love this guy. It's solid. It does an amazing job. It's a little bit older technology than my 7D. My 7D sensor does seem to be a little more usable in a low light type situation. This is also a great camera. I use this for landscape all the time. Again, I wouldn't hesitate but to shoot a wedding with this tomorrow. Not a problem. I only paid 250 Canadian dollars for this. I bought this from a young gentleman in the University of Toronto doing a photography program. He just finished. And I paid $250 Canadian for this with the Canon battery pack. No lens, just camera body and battery pack. This camera, when it was new with a kit lens but without the battery pack, was almost 3,000 Canadian dollars back when it was new. So again, a great deal for a great camera. Lenses. Well, I do use my kit lens, which is a Canon 18 to 55. I know that obviously when we buy a camera, and if it does come with this particular kit lens, quite quickly we're now looking at changing these and looking at other lenses that will do more for us, and I'm exactly the same. However, this particular kit lens, 18 to 55, is a good, sharp little lens. For the money, it shouldn't be underestimated. It's a great little tool to have in your kit bag. My wide lens that I use is a Canon 10mm to 22. Now this particular lens here, I did purchase this again from another photographer in Toronto. This lens in Canada with taxes in Canadian dollars would be about 1,000 Canadian dollars right now. I paid 475 Canadian dollars for this, delivered to my door. It was advertised as a mint condition, like new lens, and that's exactly what it is. It's a great lens, it's very sharp, it's amazing glass, it does a great job, and I love it. My everyday lens that I use pretty much for everything is my Canon 28 to 135mm. Now this particular lens, I only paid $150 for this. I bought this about 3 years ago from a photographer in the town of Enville, Ontario. He was a portrait photographer. He was upgrading and doing some changes, whatever. I paid 150 Canadian dollars for it, maybe 110 US bucks. I use this every day. It's sharp, it's crisp, it does an amazing job. It came to me in excellent condition and I've used it a lot. I do portraits, weddings, landscape, all kinds of things with this guy. Great lens. The long lens I took with me to Iceland was my Sigma. This is a Sigma 150 to 500. Now, I did kind of struggle in my mind about taking this because it's really quite heavy. It probably weighs about 6 or 7 pounds. But I do like the lens. I was just concerned about baggage and carry-on weight and so on. But anyhow, I did decide to take it with me. It did a great job. It's an amazing lens. The sweet spot on this lens is between about an aperture of 9 to an aperture of about 11. It's a great lens. I paid 725 Canadian dollars for this. Again, this one really was like new. It came in all the original packaging, in the original bag with all the goodies that came with it originally, and it was just like it was out of the showroom. Today, if a person went out to buy this lens in Canada, it would be around anywhere between 12 to 1400 Canadian dollars with tax, depending what you could find on sale. So again, you don't have to spend a ton of money for 2 camera bodies and a selection of 4 lenses that'll cover just about anything you want to do. You don't have to spend a fortune. Okay, now, of course, batteries and battery chargers. You can't have enough batteries with you. You don't want to run out of power. So, of course, I took a selection of batteries with me for my cameras, and of course, battery chargers and a backup charger, just in case. I took my filters, my polarizing filters with me, and I also took my ND filters. These are a set of Lee ND filters, graduated and consistent. And I have, right now in this particular kit, I just have a 4 and an 8 stop in the ND filters. And of course the brackets and mounts and so on that go with that, so I can attach them to my lens. I took my cable release, a good thing to take with you. Also, you should take with you on any trip like that, and I certainly did, a cleaning kit. So I take my bubble blower, I take my lens brush, lens cloths, camera swabs, and sensor swabs. Now, I also did take a small amount of solution for cleaning lenses, and I do clean my own sensors. I don't have a problem with that. So you need a good cleaning kit to take with you. You cannot have enough data storage, so your CF cards or SD cards, depending what your camera takes. Make sure you do take lots with you. I did. Now, I did plan on backing up my images on a daily basis. Again, it's quite expensive to go to Iceland, so you don't want to risk losing data. So I backed up every day all my images, twice, double backup, and I use USB sticks to do that with. I took a lot with me. When I filmed a lot, I took a lot of images. So with that, I also took my card readers, something you need, and my 15-inch computer. My programs are in here for my Lightroom, Photoshop. I downloaded everything into here, and then of course onto my USB stick, so I had a good backup. Going to Iceland, it's a very, very windy country. You need a good solid tripod. No point taking one that costs $30 or $40. It's just not going to do the job. You do need to invest a little bit of money in a good solid tripod. I took my better tripod with me. I have several, but this is a good tripod. Again, for the money, I didn't pay a huge amount of money for it. A couple of $100 off Amazon.com, but it's a solid tripod and I like it. So I used it and I took that with me and it did a fine job. So that's okay. Now, most of this gear, except the tripod and the Sigma lens, I fit into my camera bag. Now, this particular camera bag I bought new. I paid 49 Canadian dollars for this camera bag. I've had this for quite a while. This camera bag has rolled down the side of mountains and hills. It's drifted off down streams and rivers. It's been kicked. It's been sat on. It's fallen off the top of my car whilst driving down the street. And it's still managed to protect my gear. Amazing. For 49 Canadian dollars, I love this bag. It comes with a foul weather cover if you need it. It comes with lots and lots of storage. The zippers on it last a great time. You've got lots of storage. Inside the actual compartment for the camera storage itself, you've got all kinds of compartments that you can adjust so you can put things wherever you want, and a couple of Velcro straps for holding everything in place. And the thing that just kind of clinched the deal for me and made me think, you know what, for 49 bucks, that is the camera bag I'm going to get. It also has a compartment for your laptop. My laptop is a 15-inch ThinkPad, but this will hold a 17-inch laptop, which slides in right there. So all that gear, again, except for the Sigma lens and the tripod, all that gear went in this bag and it went on carry-on. I didn't have a risk of losing it in checked-in luggage, which was really important. Here's a few images. I hope you like them. Please enjoy. And if you do, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, maybe even give me a share. I do a lot of different things in photography. Landscape shots. Landscape photography is just one of them. I do a lot of underwater photography. That is a whole different story with a whole different setup of gear, and I will be doing a video on that shortly. So again, thank you for watching. Have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.